Welcome to True Crime Storytime. The channel explores real-life cases, revealing the mysteries behind crimes through each fascinating and dramatic story. On a winter night on the New Jersey shore, the air was chilly over the Belmar Bridge, where the Shark River meets the Atlantic Ocean. In the darkness of the early hours of December 3, 2016, a 911 call interrupted the silence. There's a car abandoned in the middle of the bridge. No one is there. An old Oldsmobile 88, its paint faded, sat silently on the side of the bridge, the keys still in the ignition. There was no driver, no sign of life. The cold scene not only intrigued but also aroused the utmost concern of the police and the local community. The car belonged to Sarah Stern, a 19-year-old girl who had been missing for a few hours. Sarah was a girl who had faced many challenges in life. 3 years ago, she lost her mother to cancer, a devastating blow that did not break her. Determined to overcome the hardship, Sarah hatched a plan to leave Neptune City and start anew in Canada, taking with her hope and the small inheritance she believed her mother had left her. But now Sarah has disappeared, and the car left on the bridge is a mysterious message, or worse, a sign that something terrible has happened. Did she step into the cold waters of Shark River? Or did a darkness swallow her? What happened next turns Sarah's disappearance into a terrifying tale. When the pieces are put together, the truth is not only painful but also unimaginable. The killers are her closest friends, the ones she once trusted the most. A carefully planned plot, only to trade her life for old, worn-out coins. This is a story of betrayal, greed, and the devastating price a young woman pays for trusting the wrong person. Sarah Stern was born on March 24, 1997, in Neptune City, a small town on the New Jersey coast. She is the only child of Michael Stern and Carla Stern. From a young age, Sarah was known for her cheerful personality, kindness, and creativity. She had a great passion for the arts, especially painting and television production, fields she dreamed of pursuing in the future. Sarah's life was peaceful and happy until 2013, when her mother, Carla, passed away after a long battle with cancer. Her mother's death not only left a great loss, but also strained Sarah's relationship with her father. As an only child, Sarah faced a grief that she had no one else in her family to share. She often turned to her friends to confide in, especially her two childhood friends, Liam McAtasney and Preston Taylor. Liam McAtasney, who has known Sarah since they were 6 years old, is one of her best friends. They first met in Sunday school and quickly became close friends, often spending time together at school and after-school activities. Sarah sees Liam as a trusted friend, someone she can rely on in difficult times. Liam's best friend, Preston Taylor, is also an important part of Sarah's life. The three of them attended Neptune High School together and called themselves the Squad, a close group of friends who did everything together. Preston was even Sarah's dance partner at the junior prom, a special highlight of their relationship. Despite her efforts to stay strong, Sarah faced many challenges after the death of her mother. Not only did she struggle with mental health issues, but she also struggled to establish a career. Although she graduated from Neptune High School, she did not complete her studies at Brookdale Community College, where she majored in art and television production. In 2016, Sarah received unexpected good news. She found a large sum of money in her family home, which she believed her mother had left her before she passed away. The money, which she estimated could be worth up to $100,000, gave her a new lease on life. Sarah planned to leave Neptune City and move to Canada, where she believed she could find a better life. But that dream never came true. While Sarah trusted Liam and Preston as her closest friends, the truth was that they did not value her at all. When they learned about Sarah's money, their greed turned them from friends to conspirators. The story of a promising young woman struggling to build a future and a seemingly close-knit group of friends becomes the key to understanding Sarah Stern's tragedy. the people she trusted most conspired to take her life, all in exchange for a sum of money they never deserved. December 2nd, 2016, began as a normal day for Sarah Stern. In the morning, she stopped by her local bank to withdraw a large sum of money from a safe deposit box, money she believed her mother had left her before she died. Sarah planned to use the money to move to Canada, where she dreamed of starting a new life. Little did she know that her plans had attracted the dangerous attention of one of her closest friends, Liam McAtasney. That afternoon, Sarah met Liam at her home in Neptune City. They spent some time packing and had lunch together. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Liam then left to go to work, and Sarah continued to prepare for her journey to Canada. However, her plans never came to fruition. At around 11:45 p.m., a neighbor's security camera captured footage of Sarah leaving her home, driving her grandmother's Oldsmobile 88. This was the last time Sarah was seen alive. The car was later found abandoned on the Belmar Bridge, not far from her home. The doors were locked, the keys were still in the ignition, but there was no sign of Sarah. Police were quickly called to the scene after receiving reports of the abandoned car. However, there was no sign of a struggle in the car or on the bridge. The big question was, where had Sarah gone? Did she leave voluntarily, or had she fallen victim to a vicious plot? In the hours that followed, Sarah's family and friends began to worry. Her father, Michael Stern, was on vacation in Florida, and he called and texted Sarah repeatedly, but received no response. Neighbors and friends joined in the search, but all efforts were fruitless. Police quickly interviewed those closest to Sarah, including Liam McAtasney and Preston Taylor, her two closest friends. Liam told police that Sarah was planning to move to Canada and that she may have left to get away from her current life. He also mentioned the strained relationship between Sarah and her father, implying that she wanted to escape the control of her family. Although Liam's story was not initially questioned, police noticed some inconsistencies in his story. Liam appeared calm and seemingly unconcerned about Sarah's disappearance, which raised questions for investigators. He also mentioned a large sum of money that Sarah had just withdrawn from the bank, information that the police had not yet made public. As the days passed, Sarah's case became more complicated. There was no body, no evidence at the scene, and the only leads led to dead ends. Police began to suspect that Sarah's disappearance was not a suicide or a runaway, but a carefully planned plot. What they didn't know at the time was that Liam and Preston had committed a horrific crime. The two had planned to kill Sarah to take her money. That night, Liam returned to Sarah's house, brutally murdered her, and hid her body. Her death was not a mysterious disappearance, but the result of a cold-blooded plot by the people she once considered her closest friends. In the early morning hours of December 3rd, 2016, an Uber driver driving across the Belmar Bridge spotted an old, light-colored car parked on the bridge with the keys still in the ignition and no one inside. The car looked mysteriously abandoned, prompting the driver to call the police. Police were immediately on the scene. The car, identified as an Oldsmobile 88, belonged to Sarah Stern's grandmother, Lillian Stern, but was often borrowed by Sarah. When they examined the inside of the car, they found nothing out of the ordinary. No blood, no signs of a struggle, and all of the property inside was intact. The car had simply been left, with the keys still in the ignition. The Belmar Bridge spans the Shark River, a tributary that leads to the Atlantic Ocean. It's not the kind of place where someone would park their car for no reason, and the discovery of the car in such a state raised concerns that Sarah might have jumped. This theory was reinforced when no one could contact her, and the car was in a location known for previous suicides. Police searched the area around the bridge but found no trace of Sarah. Nearby surveillance cameras also provided no useful information. The security camera under the bridge had been broken for years, leaving no way to confirm whether Sarah had actually jumped into the river. When police checked the license plate, they contacted Sarah's father, Michael Stern, who was in Florida. Michael said he had not been able to reach his daughter since the evening of December 2nd. His last messages to Sarah went unanswered, which was completely unlike her. Michael immediately returned to New Jersey to assist in the investigation. In the following days, police focused on Sarah's mental state before her disappearance. They interviewed friends, family, and neighbors. Some said Sarah appeared to be packing up and leaving her mother's important belongings with friends, leading many to believe she intended to leave. Others suggested that Sarah may have been under psychological stress, especially given her strained relationship with her father. One of Sarah's closest friends, Liam McAtasney, told police that she was planning to move to Canada. He described Sarah as someone who was trying to escape the hardships of life and was looking for a fresh start. Liam also mentioned that Sarah had recently withdrawn a large sum of money from the bank and may have been preparing for a trip to Canada. However, Liam's story gradually revealed suspicious details. He said he met Sarah on the afternoon of December 2nd, packed up his things, and had lunch with her. He then left for work and did not contact her again. Although he appeared cooperative, Liam gave conflicting statements, which raised police suspicions. The lack of signs of a struggle, no body, and no physical clues on the bridge left the investigation at a standstill. Police tentatively assumed that Sarah may have jumped to her death, but there was no evidence to support this. Divers were called in to search the water, but no body or personal belongings were found. Police did not rule out the possibility that Sarah had been harmed. It was also unusual for her to leave her dog in a cage at home, unattended. Sarah was an animal lover and had always taken good care of her dog. Leaving home without first taking care of her dog was out of character. At this point, investigators realized that Sarah's disappearance might not have been a simple suicide or runaway. A cover-up was possible, but with so little evidence and no body, they couldn't go any further. The biggest question remains, what really happened to Sarah Stern? And if it was a murder, who committed this horrific crime?
Tried to avoid detection,
Preston Taylor, Liam's friend and Sarah's best friend, said he didn't know much about her plans, but he had heard that she wanted to move to Canada to escape a strained relationship with her father. Preston was cooperative and did not give any indication of anything suspicious in his initial statement. A neighbor's security camera captured footage of Sarah's car leaving the house at 11:45 p.m. on December 2nd. However, police were unable to confirm whether it was Sarah behind the wheel. This led investigators to suspect that someone else may have driven her car to the Belmar Bridge and left it there to create a false scene. In January 2017, nearly 2 months after Sarah's disappearance, a major breakthrough came when Anthony Curry, an old friend of Liam's, contacted the police. Anthony revealed that Liam had told him about a movie scenario that Liam wanted to act out: kill an acquaintance for money. At first, Anthony thought Liam was joking or talking about a fictional idea, but when he heard about Sarah's disappearance and the discovery of her car on the bridge, Anthony immediately connected the dots. Anthony's testimony led the police to suspect that Liam might be directly involved in Sarah's disappearance. However, to charge Liam, they needed more concrete evidence. The police convinced Anthony to join an undercover operation. He was asked to approach Liam and secretly record their conversation. On January 31st, 2017, Anthony met Liam and asked him about Sarah's disappearance. During the conversation, Liam confessed everything in detail, without hiding anything. Liam confessed in the recording secretly recorded by Anthony Curry that he had planned every detail to ensure that he would not be discovered. Liam strangled Sarah in her own home on the evening of December 2nd. In his statement to Anthony, Liam said he set a timer on his phone to check the time of her death, a cruel act that showed his cold-bloodedness. Sarah stopped breathing for nearly 30 minutes, and throughout that time, Liam remained calm, without any remorse. After killing Sarah, Liam hid her body in the bushes near the house. Preston Taylor then arrived to help Liam move the body into the trunk of Sarah's car and take it to the Belmar Bridge. the two deliberately drove Sarah's car onto the Belmar Bridge to create a fake suicide scene. Preston even helped Liam adjust his driving style to avoid being caught on surveillance cameras. At the Belmar Bridge, Liam and Preston threw Sarah's body into the Shark River. In his statement, Liam admitted that he had misjudged the weight of the body and that it took him some time to push Sarah over the railing. After killing Sarah, Liam and Preston tried to portray themselves as innocent. They both participated in community-organized searches and even attended vigils for Sarah. They appeared worried and sad, but in reality, they were just trying to deflect suspicion. Liam continued his normal life, working and living as if nothing had happened. In the secret recording, he even emphasized that he acted very well when the police questioned him, and this made them not suspect him. The secret recording of the conversation between Liam and Anthony Curry became irrefutable evidence. In the tape, Liam confessed to every detail, from planning, killing Sarah, to how he hid the body. Most notable was his cold demeanor when describing the crime. Liam said, "I thought I would have $50,000 or $100,000 in my pocket, but I only had about $10,000. The worst thing is that everything I did was not worth it." The confession not only revealed Liam's motives, but also showed his cruelty and lack of remorse. With the obvious motive of stealing property, the ruthlessness in the murder of Sarah Stern made Liam McAtasney the prime suspect in the case. Preston Taylor's involvement in hiding the body further unraveled the plot the two had concocted. The investigation concluded with the full scope of the plan being laid out, and now justice awaits the perpetrators. On 1 February 2017, after gathering enough evidence from the secret recording and Anthony Curry's testimony, the police arrested Liam McAtasney and Preston Taylor, two of Sarah Stern's close friends who had been involved in the search for her and expressed their grief in public, have now been formally charged in connection with the brutal murder. Liam McAtasney was arrested at his home, while Preston Taylor was arrested at work. Both were initially surprised and tried to deny any involvement. However, the police had a full case prepared, including a detailed recording in which Liam confessed to all his actions. Preston Taylor's statement was also added to the indictment. During questioning, Preston Taylor quickly admitted all his crimes and cooperated with the police. He provided more details about Liam's plan, including how they hid Sarah's body and staged a fake crime scene. Preston also led the police to the money they had taken from Sarah, which was buried in a park near their home. Preston's testimony confirmed everything Liam had said on the recording, making the prosecution case stronger. Preston claimed that Liam had planned the plan a month in advance and that he had agreed to participate only because he wanted to profit from Sarah's inheritance. In addition, police also seized many other pieces of evidence related to the case, including the money taken from Sarah's safe was found in a dilapidated condition, matching the description Liam gave. Walkie-talkie, the device Liam and Preston used to communicate during the plan. Liam's phone. Police discovered that the phone's timer function was activated at the exact time Sarah was killed, supporting the claim that Liam had calculated the time of her death. Both Liam and Preston were charged with several serious crimes. Liam McAtasney, first-degree murder, robbery, treating and disposing of a body, obstruction of justice, use of a weapon in the commission of a crime. Preston Taylor, accomplice in the murder plan, helping hide the body and create a false crime scene, obstruction of justice. For his cooperation during the investigation, Preston was offered a lighter sentence in exchange for testifying against Liam at trial. News of Liam and Preston's arrest shocked the Neptune City community. Those who knew Sarah, Liam, and Preston were shocked by the fact that her two best friends were the ones who planned her murder. Sarah's family, especially her father, Michael Stern, were shocked by the brutal crime. Michael shared in an interview, "I can't believe that the people Sarah trusted the most could betray and kill her. There are no words to describe the pain I feel." Meanwhile, the local community held vigils for Sarah, calling for increased awareness of safety and vigilance, even in close relationships. Prosecutors focused on building a strong case against Liam McAtasney. The secret recording, testimony from Preston Taylor, and other evidence became the foundation of the prosecution. They showed Liam's motive was greed for money and his cold-blooded lack of remorse after killing Sarah. Liam, on the other hand, continued to deny the charges, claiming that the recording was just him telling a fictional movie scenario. However, with the overwhelming evidence against him, Liam's argument seemed to fall flat. Meanwhile, Preston prepared to appear in court as a key witness, testifying against Liam in exchange for a lighter sentence. Preston's cooperation was crucial in convicting Liam and bringing the case to a close. The investigation is now complete, and justice is one step closer for Sarah Stern. The trial of Liam McAtasney and Preston Taylor was not only a time when two murderers faced the consequences of their crimes, but also a wake-up call about misplaced trust and the terrible price of betrayal. The case of Sarah Stern ended with a harsh sentence for the perpetrators. Liam McAtasney, who meticulously planned and personally murdered Sarah out of greed, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Preston Taylor, who helped Liam hide the body and create a fake crime scene, was sentenced to 18 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 15 years. The investigation, with the cooperation of Anthony Curry and evidence such as secret recordings, Preston's testimony, and other physical evidence, helped the police reconstruct the entire case clearly. Justice was served, but the pain that Sarah's family and friends suffered cannot be erased. Sarah's family, especially her father, Michael Stern, continues to grieve the loss of their loved ones. But he also expressed gratitude to the Neptune City community and the authorities for their tireless efforts to bring the perpetrators to justice. Sarah Stern's death is a great tragedy, but her story is also a powerful reminder of the importance of keeping faith. It emphasizes the importance of standing up for justice and exposing dark conspiracies, no matter how well covered up. Ultimately, Sarah Stern will always be remembered not only for the loss she endured, but also for the courage and determination of those who fought to protect her memory. Her story is a reminder for everyone to cherish life, maintain moral integrity, and be alert to potential dangers. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your support means the world to us.